2024 is right around the corner, and in this video I want to share with you everything that has worked really well for our clients as far as email and SMS marketing goes. So if you want to see results like this, making over 50% off your sales from email and on top of that SMS, which is super possible, this video is definitely for you. So stay tuned until the end as I will reveal a quick bonus for you how you can actually use SMS to recover abandoned sales using live agents, literally people texting your customers, which led to a much higher average order value through that particular way. So stay tuned and let's get started. In this video, we're going to look at two tools, Klaviyo for email and SMS. On PostScript, you can use Klaviyo for both email and SMS. You can use sendlane.com for both email and SMS. Whatever tool you decide to do, the technical part of it or the strategy part remains the same. You definitely want to have a combination of automations or flows and ongoing campaigns. So what is the difference between an email automation or SMS automation and an ongoing campaign or campaigns in general? Well, it's quite straightforward. If we're talking about automation, this is happening in the background. Once you build it, this will fire off most likely personalized emails to your customers on your behalf. You don't have to click that send button every time you send a message to your customer. For example, someone enters your store, they go to your Shopify store, they look at the product, but before they add product to cart, they will leave. They will basically abandon browsing your stores. And at this point, your email automation tool will send an email showing that particular product the customer was looking at and trying to get them back to the store so they can place an order or reach the next stage. So that's an automation. You can automate welcoming your new subscribers. You can automate welcoming your first customers. You can automate someone sending out a message to your VIPs that have bought 5 times during the last 12 months or 5 times in general. You can automate cart recovery emails that we're going to cover in this particular video. You can automate a lot of other things if you have a strategy behind it. If you really want to educate your customers, especially first-time buyers, on what products you have and how to use them, you can do that as well. If you want them to leave a review, you can do that as well. If you want to turn your existing customers or your new customers into affiliates, you can do that via email as well. So it's pretty powerful. You can keep it simple with automations, but I will show you the top 4 or 5 automations that you definitely must have if you want to generate 50% and above from your email and SMS. Now, why would you like to generate 50% of your sales from email and SMS? Well, that allows you to really maximize your list, keep it engaged, build a great relationship with your audience, which is super important. You got to build a habit or teach your audience, basically let your audience develop a habit of reading your emails, checking out what's new with the company, what is happening behind the scenes, how are you preparing for promos, specials. Get them involved in the brand building process. We've noticed that we've worked with a lot of brands that have 20, 30,000 active subscribers, and every time we send to literally 90% of the list, we have 50, 60% open rates and like crazy click rates because these brands have been building great relationship with their audience, with their potential customers and existing customers through email and SMS. On top of that, if you know that if you're doing 100,000 a month, if you're doing $500,000 a month, if half of your revenue is coming from your own list, that will give you definitely a lot more profitability. Basically, that will guarantee your business more profits because you don't have to constantly acquire new customers. And that will definitely show as soon as you hit that send button on your campaigns, you will see that spike on Shopify with sales or people browsing your stores. On top of that, you can use your list to test new offers. If you're building a landing page with advertorial or pages where you're going to educate your customers on one particular product, maybe a bundle, whatever offers you want to come up with, you can test it with your email list before you start spending money on acquisition and running cold traffic to it. So there's a lot of benefits to it. I definitely don't see any reasons why you wouldn't like to improve customer experience and on top of that make more sales from your list without acquiring new customers. So I think now it's clear what is an automation, a campaign. There's a lot of confusion, especially whenever we work with brands in Australia. They like to call it EDMs, and on top of that, a campaign might mean in your head a series of emails, which is not the case here. By saying campaigns, we mean sending one-off campaigns. So you have your newsletter, you're sending every Thursday or every Wednesday, or every Friday, twice a week, 3 times a week, 5 times a week, you're sending a campaign to your list, and most of your engaged subscribers will definitely pay attention to that and open your emails frequently if you are very consistent with it. So let's say you want to do a flash sale, you do one-off campaign. Instead of building an automation, you would like to send just one email, maybe a reminder later on. You can do that without setting up an automation. So what are the flows that you should have in your store? The first one, welcome series. Welcome series will be your top 3 flows, no matter what season you're in. That means that you have people that enter your store, they see a pop-up or flyover or screen takeover, whatever that is, with, hey, here's your first order discount, grab 15% by leaving your email address below. You'll be surprised. We see open rates as high as 10% on pretty decent traffic. So if you keep increasing your traffic, but the quality remains pretty on point, that means that people have an intention to buy your products. You'll see definitely a 5 to 10% sign up rate. So let's say you have 100 people visiting your store every day. You should have at least 10 new subscribers adding to your list. And you'll be also surprised to see that most of them will also leave a phone number with you and give you consent to market. They can always unsubscribe from SMS. They can decide, but let them decide. For now, make sure you have a solid offer for them. Keep it simple, start with a discount, maybe cashback. Later on, you can develop a more in-depth offers and be creative. So welcome flow will be the brand indoctrination email series where you're going to educate your customers about your products, about the story behind the brand, what is your mission statement, why you're developing this brand, what's happening behind the scenes, what platforms are you using on social media to grow, and maybe have your new subscribers visit your social media as well. This is what's happening within the welcome series. Next, we'll have abandoned cart. Abandoned cart or abandoned checkout. That means someone has reached the checkout stage, they've added products to cart, they went to the checkout stage, start filling out the information, and they left. As you can see below the abandoned cart, the trigger for that will be checkout started. That means someone already has started the checkout, but they have not placed an order quite yet. You want to make sure that you have a dynamic block showing all the products they added to cart and try to get them back that way. You don't have to offer a discount. Maybe you can offer a discount in email number 3. You don't have to offer a discount at all. Just try to get people back to your store, test it, A/B test it with discount, without a discount, but just showing the products that people had in cart, reminding them of them during the first 24 to 48 hours after they abandon cart will make a big difference, and you'll see conversions happening. Next flow would be added to cart. Added to cart means that someone has looked at the product, they added it to cart, they have not started the checkout just yet. So the trigger here will be added to cart, but have not placed an order, have not started a checkout quite yet. It's very similar to the abandoned checkout flow. In this particular case, we are showing just one product, the first product they added to cart, and you try to get them back to your store. Browse abandonment. This is a stage prior to abandoned cart. That means someone entered your store, they look at a product, they didn't add it to cart. You want to remind them of what products they were looking at and try to get them back that way. Site abandonment. This flow happens when someone enters your store, but they are not going to look at any products, they're not going to add anything to cart, they're not going to start a checkout, and they are not going to place an order. Try to get them back to your store, look at more, maybe your categories or maybe your best sellers, make it funny and interactive email. Start with just one email and try to get people back to your store. Now, if you're having products that can potentially be added as a subscription, but some people refuse to go with the subscription route, you can build a replenishment reminder flow. The replenishment reminder flow will auto-populate the cart that they had added 30 days ago or place an order with 30 days ago. They just have to click or reorder now, and they will have all the products added to cart automatically, and they can just go through the checkout and finalize the purchase. These are the flows that I highly recommend having in store. These are the foundational flow that you must have on the email side. Now, on the SMS side, you might be asking yourself, but what about SMS? Well, if you're using one tool like Klaviyo or SendLine, you can add to this particular flows that we just went over 1 or 2 SMS. As simple as that. So if you go over to flows, go to create flow, you can click email and SMS, and you can see here abandoned cart reminder, email and SMS, browse abandonment, email and SMS. You can basically have these emails you have these flows pre-built on Klaviyo here. You can use email and SMS for all of these flows. If someone will place an order from an email, you will not send them an SMS, obviously. So if you're using one tool, it probably will be super simple for you to build this particular flow. Now, if you're not using Klaviyo, or if you're not using one tool for email and SMS, just like this particular case, you can still build out these flows on another platform. In this case, we're looking at PostScript. We have abandoned checkout for returning customers, abandoned checkout for new customers. We have viewed product. We have welcome series. We have win back flows. This means that someone has placed an order, but 90 days later, they didn't add another order. So you have all these flows that you can build on SMS. Just make sure that both of these tools are integrated and connected or synced together. So there will be no situation where someone will add a product to cart, will receive an SMS, will buy again from that SMS, and you will start sending them emails. Hey, why didn't you buy the product? Here's the discount for you, right? You will want to make sure that they're talking to each other. But it's pretty straightforward. You can, you can definitely build it on a separate tool. And as a bonus, as I mentioned, I wanted to introduce you to Live Recover, which is a platform that will send on your brand's behalf emails, or will send on your brand's behalf SMS to customers who have reached the checkout stage, and they don't even have to be subscribed to your list. There is a trick to do it legally, and it works. As you can see, we are recovering a lot of sales, and average order value is usually $30 to $40 or 20 to 30% higher versus a typical SMS or email flow. Why? Well, you have a person that asks questions, introduces herself or himself as a brand representative. People can reply back and have a conversation with these people. So it just works. As you can see here, recovery rate was in the last 30 days 7%, slightly over 7%, and we recovered 56 orders out of 776 conversations. So that might definitely help you add an extra few percent to your sales from email and SMS. And that's it. Now, if you feel overwhelmed with the information I shared on this video and would like to go at your own pace, I have this case study document that put together breaking down the exact steps we took to scale a Shopify store from $37,000 per month to over $250,000 per month, where majority, we're talking about 80% of sales coming from email and SMS. In this document, I cover everything we implemented for the particular brand, how you can grow your list faster, how you can build the automations that we just covered, how you can optimize your average order value, lifetime value, and a lot more. So if you would like to get access to this document, leave a comment below and I will make sure to respond with a link. Other than that, I wish you a peaceful holiday season and record sales in 2024.